Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Cooking with Cod3Theory, episode 10. Tonight I'm just going to do a nice Alfredo pasta with some veggies and a protein. So what you'll need for that is a nonstick pan, about medium-high heat, pot of water, choice of protein. Tonight I'm going to use kielbasa, some peppers, some mushrooms, and some broccoli. These are chopped down to about the size of like a quarter. That's pretty good for like a pasta. It's just about the size, can fit on the fork and it goes in your mouth really easily. Except for mushrooms, they're not the size of quarters obviously because they're going to shrink down a little bit. And then you'll need a strainer and some pasta. Garlic butter is optional. I have another video where you can watch, and I actually made garlic butter, but I can tell you what it is really quickly. To make garlic butter, all you need is 1 pound of butter and about 2 tablespoons of garlic. What you do is you take a pot, you melt the butter down, you add the garlic, you let it cool, you put it in a container, and then you put it in the freezer. And then when you're ready to use it, before you use it, thaw it out for a few hours. This pan's pretty much ready. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this kielbasa. And you can see I sliced these. They're not like super thick, kind of a little bit thicker than like pepperoni. And I sliced them and then I chopped them. It's just a little trick you can do to make it look like there's more protein. A lot of restaurants do that. So we're going to saute all this up. And as this cooks, we're going to casually add more veggies to it. I'm going to add some seasonings to this. I'm going to turn on my pot of water for the pasta noodles. So for this kielbasa, I'm probably just going to use some steak seasoning, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of oregano. I'm just going to do like a dusting. Paprika. I like using paprika on a lot of different proteins. Paprika, if you don't use too much of it, it's a really, really good flavor enhancer, much like oregano, which is what else I'm going to use. Just again, a nice dusting. Probably only like a tablespoon or two, and I'm just going to mix this around. If you can't do this, feel free to use a spatula. My water is about to boil, so I'm going to get ready and add my pasta. And if you're cooking this together, you just want like a tablespoon or two of oil. You don't want to go too heavy since it is going to go in an Alfredo or your preferred sauce. So you'll see, if you want to get a close-up in here, you'll see even though I added about 2 tablespoons of oil, there's not much on the pan currently. So my water is boiling, so I'm going to add pasta. I always have trouble measuring pasta because it always looks so much different cooked than uncooked. And a spoon for that. Let that sit in there. Mix this up just a little more. Get ready and do not really garlic bread, more like garlic toast. If you at home, if you're used to buying store-bought garlic bread, I highly recommend trying making your own garlic butter and getting French bread and cheese and making it yourself, it tastes so much better. Mix this pasta up a little bit. Probably gonna add those mushrooms pretty soon here. I'm looking for just a slight brown on my broccoli, which I'm starting to get. That means it's done. Now I'm ready to add the mushrooms because they literally just take a few minutes. I can even cook my mushrooms in this pan while it's on low. So add the mushrooms. Mix this up some more. And you can feed up to 4 people with this meal for under $20. That's the really awesome thing about it. It's good. It's got most of your daily essentials that you need for the day. Garlic butter, so this is the garlic butter that I made. It doesn't look like much, but it's just basic garlic butter. You could always add like parsley in it. A lot of restaurants, they make garlic butter, they add some type of herb just to dress it up and make it look a little fancier. I didn't do this at this time. I'm just going to lightly spread this butter on here. I'm not going to go too heavy. I'll turn this pan down to low now and wait for my noodles to finish working. Meanwhile, I'm going to add cheese. Set this aside just for another minute. So noodles will be done pretty soon, maybe another 3 or 4 minutes. Mix this up just a little more. You can tell this is pretty much ready. If you were using chicken, you might want to cook it in a separate pan. Obviously, I'm using kielbasa, and it's already like almost fully cooked when you get it. You go ahead and put this in the oven. Alright, so we're about 2 minutes away from these pasta noodles being done. We already have this done. Alright, so we got everything pretty much ready here. The garlic toast that I did because I didn't have French bread. So here's the final product: Alfredo pasta, seasoned kielbasa, broccoli, peppers, and mushrooms with garlic toast on the side, or of course you could do garlic bread. Alright, so there it is. My hopefully one day famous Kielbasa Pasta. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to check me out. I'm on SoundCloud, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Mixcloud. It's Cod3Theory, COG3THEORY. I'll see you next time.